to make $100,000 wholesaling the pre-probates list. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I want to talk about a secret list called the pre-probates. This is probably a list you've heard of. Maybe it's a buzzword for you, but this is a really confusing list, I think, to a lot of people of how to pull it, what is it, and why should I even go after this, or how to even market to these type of sellers. And I don't think it's explained too well, and there's just so much mystery to this. And so many softwares are now having their own pre-probate type list that I feel like I need to make a video here to really explain this and show you the difference, number one, between probates and pre-probates, and which one you should be pulling it for wholesaling real estate. Now, let's talk about this from the beginning. What is a pre-probate? Now, a pre-probate is different than a probate, and probate is like a tongue twister to me. But probate is going to be basically the lead list that we talk about here on this channel, where somebody passes away and then the heirs file a probate, which is basically a court filing of basically dealing with the affairs of somebody that passed away. And usually when someone does this, we reach out to the seller and say, hey, you're trying to actually get, your dad's house who unfortunately passed away. Well, we can just buy the house, skip the probate process, and you get the cash, and we make it simple and easy. And we can buy the property while it's in probate, and we can handle the whole thing for them. And usually they have an ugly house and it's great, or they're out of state, they don't want to deal with it. And these are great leads. Now, the reason why it's called a probate is because the property is currently going through probate. There's been a filing of probate where the heir, the person who is inheriting the house basically, is trying to get the legal title to it because the person passed away. That is officially what a probate is. Now, what is a pre-probate? Now, a pre-probate is basically it's just a buzzword, really. If I could give it the real name, what it is, it's called the deceased owners list. That is what I call it. That's what it really is. And it's basically a list of people that died that own houses. I mean, if I was gonna make it sexy, I would call it the ghost house or the dead man deed list. I don't know, like a fancy way to say it. But it's basically a list of people who passed away, and the person who's dead, deceased, they are still the owner of the house, but they're not alive. And that's a weird type of list, right? It's interesting. And usually, if the house is worth something or heirs want money for the house, they file the probate as soon as possible, try to sell it and liquidate the assets. Now, I think a lot of us have had people, loved ones that have passed away, and there's different situations, right? Where maybe you wait 2 or 3 years and then you try to get ownership of the house. And you just hold on to the house for a little bit, or maybe you just want to keep it in the family's name, and the official probate process never got filed. And so pre-probates are an interesting list to be going after. And the point of pre-probates is you want to hit that list because you're going to get to the seller before someone like me, who actually only goes after the probate filings, gets to that seller. And speed is always going to be a killer for wholesaling real estate success. So pre-probates are actually a game changer for wholesaling success. They're basically going after the death records and seeing if those people are associated to the property that they own, and then they get this list. So why do we pull the pre-probates? Because we get them before anybody else. Now, unfortunately, with this YouTube channel and really with YouTube in general, everybody knows about probates now. So there's nothing super special about pulling the probate list. Now, it's still a great niche list. Everyone makes a ton of money with them, but it's really saturated still compared to the last year and the year before that, and before I even started talking about probates. And really the big question a lot of wholesalers have is like, Zach, is it a little too early? Like the probate list, like we could be reaching out to people whose family member passed away like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's always a debate of like, is this the right thing, the wrong thing? And in my heart, I'm just letting people know that like, hey, I'm sorry for your situation. And if you're looking to sell it, reach out to me. A lot of the times I don't even tell them I know it's a probate. I just say, hey, we're looking to buy properties in the area. And if they're not comfortable with it, they just say, no, I'm not looking to sell it. No big deal. No harm, no foul. But if they do want to sell it, we can have a conversation. And if they're comfortable with revealing that it's a probate, then they can do it. So here comes the $1 million question. How do I pull the pre-probate list? Well, I mean, there's technically 3 ways to pull the pre-probate lists. One of them you really shouldn't be doing, but it's technically a way you can do it for free. You can go to the death records, which is going to be through the health department usually, or it's public records. Every state's a little different how they deal with it. And then you can see, cross-reference, if those people who died owned real estate. Usually it's in the official records or public records, for your county, but that is really hard to do and it's a lot of work and really it's not worth it because a lot of people that die don't own real estate. What you should do instead is use a software, which makes your life a lot easier. It's a tool. Now, I'm not saying anybody has to use a software, but for this list specifically, you do kind of have to use a software for this. And for the longest time, and I will give credit and where props is due, listrei.com basically was the first big software, from what I've seen, to be pulling this type of list. And they've done this really like 2 or 3 years ago. They came out with this, and they called it the pre-probate list, and they put parentheses deceased owners. And now recently, dmzac.com had a big revamp, right? They have free skip tracing now. They changed a lot of their data and improved it. And they have what they call the probates, but really, I know the owners, I know how the data works. It's actually a pre-probate list. And so you can use those softwares to go out here and pull the list. And so what I want to do really quick is jump in both those softwares really quick and show you really quickly how you can pull this list as soon as possible. So right here, we're inside of PropStream, and what I'm going to do is just click a simple city. We're going to do it Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we are just going to go to the... Okay, so right here, we are in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and what we're going to do right now is just pull the list, and so we're inside of listrei.com right now, so I click Fayetteville, and for the pre-probate specifically, we're just going to go to filters here, quick list choice, and go all the way down here to pre-probates, parentheses, deceased owners, and it's going to pop up 299, and boom, you get the information really simple and easy. So let's keep in mind it says 299 here. Now I am inside of dmzac.com, and what I'm going to do, we just put Fayetteville, North Carolina in, and we have the information here. And now for me to pull the pre-probate list in here, all I'm going to do here is go to quick filters, scroll where they say probates. Now, what they see here on probates, it says properties where the owner has passed away. Included in this filter are properties who most recently changed in title indicate that a title holder is deceased. These properties may or may not have officially entered probate. Tip, combine this sale date filter to find leads with recent activity. So you click that, and it's going to be a little different, right? In Fayetteville, it's going to pop up 13 properties. That basically showing you that the way that they pull this list is going to be slightly different and a little different here. So what does this mean? The probate list, the pre-probate list, it's a risky list. I'm not going to lie here. Is it 100% accurate? No. The only one where I'm going to tell you has the highest accuracy, the highest success, where you should just go crazy all in it, is going to be the probate list, right, from the actual probate court records. It is still extremely hard for these softwares to get really, really, really good at this, but they're trying, and I have to give them props for that. And really, if you're somebody that does a lot of marketing, I would add this list in your marketing, because why not? I mean, I've gotten deals from doing this, and it's always worth a shot if you're that type of guy that says, I always have leads, and if you're the type of guy that says, I always need more leads, something to go out here and try. Now the question here is, how do I actually market to pre-probates? Now, there's not a lot of these type of leads, and it is a riskier list, but really what you're gonna do is just market out to these like any other probate. Now, the one situation we are gonna run here with pre-probates is the owner's deceased. And so if it says John Smith at 123 Main Avenue in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the person's deceased. It's a little weird, right? And so we're not gonna go call the person that died. What you're going to do is reach out to the heirs or the relatives. And this is why I really love dmzac.com for the skip tracing, because you get the free skip tracing. They involve the family members that already have it. They even have a private investigator tool where they basically give you all the family members too. Heck, even cyberbackgroundchecks.com will do this for you too for free, and True People Search. So you don't want to go after the person that passed away, right? We can't call them or text them, right? We can call or text their uncle, their aunt, their son, daughter, wife, whoever, and reach out to the family member or maybe the next of kin here in the situation. And that's the secret. Now, the truth is not a lot of wholesalers go after this because they don't have the knowledge of how this works. But if you're willing to make the risk, because this is a risky list, you can get big rewards in your wholesaling real estate. And so what I'd say is put the sticky note on the house of the person that passed away. If you can't find the heir's information, somebody will see it and they'll reach out to you. Cold call the heirs, or heck, maybe even text them, and you should get some wholesaling real estate deals from this crazy, mysterious pre-probate list. So hopefully in this video, we kind of unraveled this crazy, mysterious list for you so you know more about how pre-probates work and how you can reach out to them for wholesaling real estate deals and how you can get deals doing the pre-probate list. Again, this is riskier, so keep this in mind. This is not as solid as maybe a probate list or a code violation, but still something worth it if you're willing to go out here and grind it out and do the work. Guys, if you got any value, make sure you go out here and smash that like button, subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, and I'll see you in the next video on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed one.